The brother that do it live, you see. But then don't quiet, you see, I have to be the sound like bunch of echo. The echo when you see. Yeah, you see right there, man. Good. Yeah. You drop it down. That's a little bit. Yeah, yeah, you see. That's a lock here, you know, trying to, let's get a camera sort of. That is not. All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Dash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Allah Akimodia, is doing the work in sincerity and charity with humiliation all across the four winds. The U.S. salute. All right. Today we got a good lesson lineup. You know, due to inclement weather, yeah, we wasn't able to go on the road. But Lord willing, you know, the edification come forward still. All right. All right. Yeah, man. So yeah. As you know, by the title on the screen, you know, we're gonna be going into the opening of the fourth seal. All right. But before we get into that, we're gonna go into broken chain supplies and some lockdowns that's happening in China. All right, we're gonna get into how the shelves in food stores are getting empty. You know, people don't realize it. So anyhow, I was sharing with the Hakim them on the drive up here, you know, about some videos I come across on BitChute, you know, about the lockdowns in China. Okay? And man, oh man, that's something straight out of a horror movie, you know? So whoever's out there that's watching and listening, you know, you could go on BitChute and type in China lockdown and try to make your search or go to your search engine. You could have the results of the results for the latest results, Salakia, you know, for the newest videos of China lockdown. Okay, so a whole lot is going on around the world, you know, and that's why, you know, we are us brothers that's in the know, you know, we go to these different alternative sources, news sources, you know, because as you know, Esau ain't gonna report this stuff on this mainstream media. All right, because he don't want you to know and he don't want you to prepare yourself for what's coming. All right, okay, because he know, all right, all of this stuff is coming here. It's coming to a city near you. All right, and like I say, he don't want his citizens to be prepared. You know, he wants you to pretty much like blindly follow him. All right. Okay. Hey, let me say this. It's a horrible time to be alive, you know, if the Most High isn't dealing with you. If Yahweh Shem Yahushua ain't dealing with you, you might as well hang it up. I might as well let you know. All right. And this, what's happening over there in China is only the beginning. And like I say, this is the beginning of the opening of the fourth seal that's spoken about in the book of Revelation, chapter 6. All right. So let me second Ezra's brother, 6 and 22.
This is the book of Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, and verse 22. It reads, And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Right. So for the people that's asleep, you know, and don't know what's going on, the sown places is going to suddenly appear unsown. All right. Because you're going to wake up one day and you're going to go to the store and you're going to find everything that's in the store gone.
Gone.
All right. The brother was saying, you know, on the drive up here, you know, but this rich fella we call Fat Man.
Like one of the prominent figures in our society.
Right. And he was saying, man, what about him? He was saying how the food stores and the shelves over there in Babylon, you know, is pretty much empty. All right. Okay. So everything is going to pretty much be over by, you know. But for us, the man of the Lord that's watching, all right, we could see this slowly coming to this side where we at.
Gone.
All right, brothers is experiencing this now. All right, in certain parts of the U.S. All right, they're purposely destroying food. All right, Esau is purposely doing that. You know, they purposely breaking down the supply chain, the supply line.
Buying farmers' plots of land and destroying the plots of land too.
God, paying farmers to destroy their land. Then on top of that, you got diesel. Right now, diesel costs way more than gas.
Right.
All right, and so according to the truckers, you know, you it's gonna be like diesel is gonna be like $10 a gallon in the coming months. All right. So without diesel, guess what? You can't have no commerce.
Right.
All right. The gas that you put in your car, okay, it's transported by what? Diesel. The barge is bringing you diesel. The truck that carried that delivered to the gas station, that's diesel. So what you think can happen?
Means they use to move it around. Diesel.
Everything is powered by diesel. All right. And guess what? That diesel is the economy lifeblood. All right. And with that going up, what do you think?
Everything.
My point exactly. All right. And this information is out there, and the people wouldn't dare consume it.
Even these power plants would use the generators like OBL, BPL, for example.
Energy.
Those generators run off of diesel as well. So if the price of diesel goes up, you get down, your last dollar that your energy bill going up too.
God, man, that's next. All right. But people don't understand what's going on because, you know, it's not being reported on. People don't know these things. But we the prophets, all right, we coming out here and we warning you, we blowing that trumpet, giving you warning while you still have time. All right? We warning them about it. All right? And also that clearly shows who these people serving. Right? See what I'm saying? They literally damn serving the devil. But they don't know it, you know. These people lost, but they don't know it. All right? Esau, Edom, that's who they serving. All right? They don't want to know these things because guess what? The information is out there. You go and you sit and you talk with average Jake. You understand? He lost.
Right.
He don't know these things.
Even in some of them that will understanding and knowledge, they brush it off and you know, just to not be considered or to still always be amongst the elect and stay living at a certain lifestyle in a certain crowd.
That's it. All right. But read on, brother. 23.
Second Ezra 6 and 23. It reads, And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heard, they shall be suddenly afraid.
We know.
And that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Right. So it's gonna come a time. All right. Probably within this year, with the way things going, all right, they're gonna realize what? That they can't afford food. All right, because guess what? The bread basket item gone up what? 8.8%, and that without tax. You see what I said? All right. What they're gonna find out is they can't live like the way how they used to. All right. And one thing about not being able to eat is that you become basically, if you're a spiritual person, you basically take on a carnal. You basically go into a carnal primary place. All right. So you ain't gonna be kind, and you ain't gonna be nice to people. You're gonna be a straight up savage, as your brother said, because you know what? Your focus is gonna be on trying to get something to eat. All right. You're gonna basically turn into a killer. All right. That's why you can't eat. All right. And this is letting you know that a lot of people is gonna die, and I'm gonna keep saying that. All right. Because what is going on? Like I stated, the fourth seal. All right. Is gonna. This is the beginning of the fourth seal that's being loose, and then the fourth seal is what? Famine. All right. So a lot of people is gonna die. It says what? Friends shall fight one another like enemies. All right, so they're going to be fighting over resources. They're going to be fighting over doctrine, beliefs, food, water. You understand? Guess what? And that's the way Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants it to be. All right? So, yeah, man, we want him to speed this up because we, the men of the Lord, we happy to see these things because we know what's coming next. All right? And what's coming next is this place, this society is going down, and our kingdom is going to be set up in righteousness. So we want him to speed this up. All right, we're in some damn beautiful times, Akim. All right. Let's get Isaiah 47:1. All right.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47.
Which one? Okay, yeah. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Done. All right. And the dust represents confusion. All right. Lying in a low place. Okay. And the Lord is saying, what? Come sit down. All right. It says, no more tender and delicate, meaning you ain't going to be what you used to be before. All right. You ain't going to be Babylon the Great no more. Jeremiah said what? Prophesy against great kingdoms, right? And nations, right? And that's what we're doing. Okay? So Babylon ain't gonna beat the great no more. All right? And Esau have these niggas down, fool, trick, hoodwink. What's this? All right? In China, this happening now as we speak.
We've been seeing that there was all those big stadiums during concentration camps.
That's it. They COVID camps because the outbreak out there is so severe. You hear I watched the news last night. the representative when they get talking for I forget what he named, man, chief medical officer. Something he said lockdown off the table. Why? Because you have the cases here going up.
When they tell them they can't leave their homes, they put a seal over their doors. And if they break the seal, that's punishable by imprisonment, or fine, or ultimately some people even have to death.
Done. All right. So you get COVID, you get stadiums filled with COVID camps. You ain't taking that government yet. You understand? Why? You think why you think he's not telling you that this devil ain't telling you or reporting on this? What's going on over there in China? All right, because what's going on over there is gonna come to Babylon, and then ultimately it's gonna trickle down to the Caribbean. All right. That's why you have to put your trust in the Lord, man, and not man. Scripture says, "Cursed be he that put his trust in man." But you got the 2/3 of our people, they're gonna believe what this devil say. All right. But check this, right? Let's jump to Isaiah 24:8.
Book of Isaiah chapter 24, verse 8, it reads, "For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean."
Right. Because this is not what she used to be. All right. And Babylon will never be that again. All right. You get celebrities now getting catch doing all manner of wickedness. All right. And all the secrets from the upper echelon in this society starting to be exposed. All right. People is waking up, you know, and a lot of people, you know, starting to turn away from Esau, the so-called white man. All right. They're going to turn away from Esau and turn to the man of the Lord, and they're going to get their shit together. All right. They're going to get this weekend. All right. And guess what? They don't have a lot of time either. That's the way all things going on. All right. Esau, Edom is going to get so damn mad because we're going to be telling people the truth. All right. And we're going to basically what we're doing now, be exposing their secrets. And the thing about it is, he don't even damn know how we get his secrets. All right, the Most High Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, he revealed this damn devil's secrets to us. All right. So again, when you get time, go on BitChute and look up China lockdown. You can see what I'm talking about. You're gonna see the horror. All right. Read on, brother. Verse 9.
Verse 9. "Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?"
No. Isaiah 24.
24 and 8. Oh, mark here. Isaiah 24 and 8. "The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth.
Right, read on.
They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
Right, read.
The city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in."
Right. All right. And you don't think now that's coming to Babylon? That's happening right over there in China now. And that's coming to Babylon. This is what the scripture said. All right. And you know, the people out there, they just can't get it. Because, you know, it's gonna come a day when guess what? 911 of these emergency services start waking all together. You understand? You're gonna have to depend on your power. All right, whoever or whatever it is you believe in. You see what I said? But for us, all right, our power and who we believe in is Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. You understand? But the rest of these people, who they gonna be calling on? Sweet Jesus? Because you have some terrible times that's coming, but
He's reading.
they gonna be sweet because they don't want to be calling on it. All right. So let's read on, brother. What's this?
11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Right. And that's the days what we coming into. All right. These people, they're gonna miss how things used to be. We seeing it now on a small scale. All right. They they're gonna want this knowledge. But guess what? The internet is gonna be off. All right. And these women out here is gonna have to use their damn brains because they ain't got their cell phone and laptop and tablet and thing no more. The damn big idiots and dummies out here all day looking at these celebrity timeline on Facebook doing shit. You understand? All that's gonna be taken away. Read on, brother.
Verse 12. And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction.
Read.
When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done.
Right, and the vintage is done. All right. So you need to take advantage of the grace and mercy that the Lord is offering right now. All right. You need to get yourself together. All right, because guess what? That seal, which we're gonna get in a little deeper. All right, we're gonna get in a little deeper into that. Okay, into that seal. All right, but again, you need to get yourself together and repent. But let me tell you this: the Most High ain't playing, but he ain't playing. Watch this. Proverbs 1:22, brother.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Right. All right. And what is the simplicity of this word? We got what? The internet, video games. All right. These are garbage movies and shit. I wouldn't even damn talk about these damn songs and things they making. That is the simplicity of this world, and that's what niggas love.
The songs basically is a chant and snow.
Done. All right. Read it again, brother.
This is Proverbs 1 and 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Right. So they don't want to know this truth or this knowledge. They want to damn continue to be lost. So when you see shit start happening, they don't know why it happening. All right. Read on.
It says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
Right. So the Lord is actually, via through the prophets, all right, is going to teach you what the Bible actually says so that you can have an understanding of it. All right. So that you don't basically have to be taken from a Edomite, mind frame in regards to what the Bible is saying, or Edomite perspective. You see? All right, that's how Jacob, the first thing they do, they go to Esau and ask him what this mean, what that mean. All right? And Esau himself don't know. Read on.
Verse 24, because I have called and you refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
Read.
Verse 25, but ye have said not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof.
Read.
I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
Right. And the Lord is going to do that through his prophets. See, the Most High laughed the other day when all the people would get the smart blood going black. He said, he's going to do it again. All right, he's going to laugh through his men. All right, it's going to be like damn totally so. You understand? All right, but then when you see that time comes, all right, and you come looking for the man of the Lord, for the message that we carry, all right, that was given to us by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, all right, it's not going to be available to you people no more. All right. There's an expiration date on prophesying. All right. There's an expiration date on the Lord having his hand stretch out. All right. And we coming up to that end of that time, not through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. All right. So this place is going to be nothing but a damn nightmare in the short order, a horror movie. But us, the men of the Lord, we're going to be in it as well. But we're going to have faith about this whole situation when we get there. All right. We are building up our faith now. Prophets, been doing this for years. Okay. So we know what we're walking into. All right, because we have a power that we trust in that shows his power throughout the regular times. All right, and he's showing his power right now. So how much more when all hell breaks loose? We have faith in a God. All right. We have faith in the Most High. We have our faith in the Most High, so we ready for when shit start to go downhill. You understand? Because we know who he is. All right, and we know what to do. All right, so we can't say that we are the elect, but what this, right? We could say that we're doing the same exact thing that the prophets of old was doing, and we have faith that we are a part of the elect. Because who else doing it? You understand? That's why we doing what we doing, man. All right, you think we out here teaching and prophesying and sighing and crying for nothing? All right, you think that's gonna fall on deaf ears? You think the Most High is unrighteous to forget our labor of love? All right, we saying people fall by the wayside, man. We saying people, come in and check out. All right, but we're not trying to be none of those men. All right, regardless of what happens in our walk. All right, so we got to keep our hands to the plow, man, and because, we believe in a higher power. All right, we believe in a higher power. All right, so everything that you see is happening right now in China, look it up on BitChute. All right, and that's coming real soon. Real soon. All right, they're gonna implement all kind of medical procedure, and then they're gonna force it on you. That's the kind of shit what happening over there in China. All right, not happening right now as they speak. All right, they're gonna take you out of your homes. They're gonna beat you. All right, they're gonna put you in them damn concentration camps. All right, they're gonna try to re-educate you, and then if that don't work, you know what happened? Then they're gonna get rid of you altogether. All right, Esau is gonna show you who he really is at that time, but right. So when you see all you people out here get scared, all right, you're gonna be looking for the truth. But guess what? As the scriptures say, all right, that people shall all be willing in the day of thy power. But guess what? It's gonna be too late for you.
Huh? Speaks for the tide in itself.
That's it.
And Amos 8 and 11.
Yeah. All right. So you people, buddy, you got another day coming, buddy.
Need the word like young.
All right.
They have the liberty now to see the word and to hear the word, but yet they rather, party and drink and carry on. Ain't nothing wrong with having to drink every now and again. Shoot, ain't even nothing wrong with getting a little get together every now and again. But when you make that your basis, when you make that your number one goal or your number one priority, that's when you have a problem. See?
Yeah.
So you have to say they would not remember the Most High, when they're in the time of prosperity, they ain't remember the Most High. When the time of affliction come around, that's when they're gonna call upon his name.
Yeah.
But you see, right now you have liberty to do so. But what happens when that liberty is no longer available, when you call on the Most High, he can laugh at you.
Yeah.
Well, we can laugh at you. You see, because the Most High can use us to laugh at you. You see?
Yeah.
And we always bring on this example. When that plague first come around, our phones couldn't stop ringing.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you're getting calls left, right, and center. People saying, well, what's going on? And you know what this means? You know, they want to hear the word now.
Yeah.
But when it died out, they right back to scoffing. You see? But it can come a time, it can happen again, and you can wish you didn't scoff. You can wish you can heed these words.
Yeah. All right, so once again, we're going to go into that fourth seal. All right, which the Bible calls it death. All right, so once again, you know, we here at the top of the tower, you know, we blowing the trumpet, giving you people warning of an incoming invasion. All right, so we basically in a time of war, all right, of things that basically shutting down. All right, we're in a time of war, and one of the things you want to do is shut down your enemy's provision.
Right.
All right, you want to cut down their food. You basically want to starve them to death. All right, and we see that's what's happening. And again, this whole lesson is about famine. All right, the opening of the fourth seal. All right, that's why the generals always made sure, you know, that the food was protected. See what I'm saying? So in this lesson, we're going to go into the fourth seal. All right, then the fourth seal, all right, that's being opened right now in the scriptures, right? And along with that is devastation. Okay, so devastation is coming with that. So we're gonna go into an article, all right, and Lord willing, you know, yeah, we can bring on the first one. Lord willing, you know, this basically put some fear in you, all right? First one, okay.
All right. This is from Pew Trust. It says deadly bird flu sweeps states, straining farmers. It says here, a chicken looks inside a barn in Shuki Havan, and these 29 states, including Pennsylvania, have detected cases of a highly contagious strain of bird flu among domestic birds. Over the past 3 months, a highly contagious strain of bird flu has spread rapidly across the United States, infecting and killing millions of chickens, turkeys, and wild birds. Experts say the outbreak, which is spread by waterfowl and other migrating birds and doesn't pose a threat to human health, could be the deadliest the United States have ever faced. Agricultural officials in many states have halted poultry exhibitions, public sales of birds, and other related activities to reduce the virus's spread. They are encouraging farmers and poultry owners to use biosecurity measures such as restricting visitors on properties and disinfecting equipment and clothing, and urging residents to stop filling bird feeders and bird baths. And some lawmakers are boosting funding to fight the avian influenza.
Right, now, you would say that this is something that has happened often, all right? But you have to understand that this here is basically artificially induced. Now, they're telling you the virus isn't detrimental to human health, all right? But still, they're killing off the poultry, all right? Now, what's happening is that you have a shortage of chickens and turkeys and all these different birds that we eat. All right, and we already know how niggas feel about chicken. They love some chicken. You understand? KFC and the bad flip. KFC stay running on the chicken. So that could be a problem. You see what I said? All right. So this Edomite was saying that, you know, basically uh, uh, they say basically we're gonna get accustomed, to eating bugs and shit. Like this article is going into because now, yeah, the chicken can be a problem. All right, so now, shit, I forget to send you the article.
They can try to turn to alternative foods,
Right,
which in like grubs and bugs and
right,
scorpions and
right,
lava and stuff like that.
right. So, so basically, he's saying, man, that we're gonna get accustomed to eating these different bugs and shit.
So in a way, they used to feed the chickens the bugs so they can get rid of the chicken and feed you the bugs directly.
Right. All right, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to reduce the meat intake for the average man.
Right.
All right. So the top Edomites, the elites, I mean, they're still gonna be eating the best and have the best, but have the best of the earth have to offer. But the common man, he's gonna be subject to, eating bugs and owning damn nothing and being happy.
God, this slowly ties into one of the movies with one of the elders they recommend to watch one time ago. When named Soylent Green. Me and another Akim watch that. I advise all the Akim to watch that very spiritual movie.
Yeah.
Soylent Green, yeah. And it's more or less that the higher ups were still eating like beef and nice meat in different days, but the locals were given like these little food chips, these little green food chips, and they had them in different colors.
Yeah.
And all basically tasted the same. And it came to find out at the last end, they found that what it was made of was people.
Yeah.
You see, so ultimately, where I see where they saying in this article that they getting rid of the birds and getting rid of eating chicken, they want to eat bugs. Slowly but surely, they can soon start letting you eat people because they already started making bioengineered meat from human tissue.
Yeah.
Remember that we went through some time ago where they take a sample of your gum and then they put it inside a petri dish and they grow it into meat. So technically, you are eating human meat. You basically eating yourself.
Yeah. All right, and this is what's left of the common man, after the population, because he also gone into how there's so much people on Earth, roughly 7 billion, and they're trying to get it down to 1.5, 2 billion. All right, so guess what? A lot of things going on, but the present matter, what we're going to be focusing on is the famine that's being artificially induced. All right, and this is one of the steps the elites, has taken, to reduce this population. All right, but they don't understand that, they're under the control of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. All right, he's the one that created light and darkness. He's the one that created Jacob and Esau. All right, with Jacob being the light and Esau as darkness. All right, so every move that these devil makes, it's under the control of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, which the Most High Yahweh, he gave the order to Satan, to guide these damn devils towards these acts, these wicked acts to lead to basically mass deaths. All right, so we definitely in the last days. All right, so it's coming. It's a time for the earth to be judged. The Most High is visiting this place. All right, it's time for the people of earth, to be judged. Okay, beginning with the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right, the Lord is bringing that judgment. All right, and He's gonna bring that on a mass scale. Okay, all right. So yeah, man, we see here that we have this bird thing now, this avian flu. All right, that's wiping out these chickens. All right, but we're gonna get into other article where it comes.
And this one is from WebMD. It says 500,000 chickens to be destroyed in bird flu outbreak.
Right. you'll see that 500,000 chickens could be destroyed in bird flu outbreak. So now you starting to see how this farming is going to take place. All right, because coupled with that, we already have a shortage of grain and wheat. All right, which came about, before the war with Ukraine. Okay, you also had shortages during, this whole lockdown with the C-190. All right, so we starting to see prices rise. All right, high prices. Okay, and when you add the sanctions that was put on Russia with that, all right, which Russia, is one of the primary states, for export of wheat and grain. So when you have Biden putting sanctions on Russia, all right, you basically have a scarcity of wheat and grain,
Yeah.
and the grain which is bread. All right, and you have the shortage of that happening all around the world. So you starting to see now that this thing was by design. All right. Now, again, now we starting to have a shortage or scarcity of poultry. All right. You're also gonna have a scarcity of these different meats. All right. And then the last thing is gonna be the water. Watch them come up with some shit with the water. All right. So this is set up, man. And it's all gonna happen one after the other. All right, Khan. Khan. All right, but if you look up how he saw shutting down these different industry, or even burning down these different factories that to provide the factories that provide food, in critical time, as prices continue to rise. All right, you look all across the U.S., you see all these different factories burning down. Why? You understand? Okay. So this war, that's being waged on earth. You all right? And the primary group of people that, that's gonna hurt most is the poor. And when you look up the poor, who the poor is? That's you niggas, 2/3 of Israel. All right. And even when you look at the statistics, who on there? The so-called blacks. Why? Because they are the children of Israel. All right. And it was prophesied that they would be poor and destitute in the last days.
It says
right.
here,
Read the first paragraph.
a commercial chicken farm in Nebraska will destroy 570,000 broilers because a case of highly pathogenic avian influenza, better known as bird flu, was discovered in the flock, the Nebraska Department of Agriculture reported.
Right. So it could be two things. It could be that, all right, that is an actual virus, all right, that was purposely released to contaminate those flocks, so that farmers wouldn't have no choice but, to get rid of them, or better yet, it could be nothing, and they just killing these birds.
So
either way.
So interesting too. Remember last year, between the past couple of years when they put up those 5G towers.
Yeah.
I remember it was the interaction with the birds had with them. It's pretty much killing the birds.
Yeah.
So more or less that could factor as well as they finally fine-tune it to target different species of fowl.
Yeah.
You see, because we ain't ignorant to these sort of vices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this devil good for that.
Yeah.
All right. So they're killing these birds, man. Either way, you're gonna have a shortage of poultry, which is gonna ultimately bring about famine.
Right.
All right. So it ain't gonna be enough food, to feed everybody. But again, we can clearly see that this was artificially induced. All right. But it's all part of the judgment of the Lord because we're in the last days, man. All right. And we are the generation of the last days. All right. That paragraph.
Says earlier this month, bird flu was discovered in a backyard flock in Merritt County and in wild geese in Lincoln and Cedar and Douglas counties. The department said in a news release. The Lincoln wild goose case was the first instance of bird flu in the state since 2015.
Right. So the last time was in what 2015 with this bird flu. But this time is out on a larger scale. All right. So this is how something big that's going on. See what I saying? So you're talking about how many birds?
It says 570,000.
You see that? 570,000 birds in one shot. So there's got to be something big behind this. You see that? So even if it was a virus that was released, the majority of those birds wouldn't have been infected. All right, but the reality is, all right, once you already have a flock that is affected, the belief is all of them is affected. You see that? So you could pretty much get rid of all of them. So now, how that's gonna affect the stores? And then trickle down to the consumers that the brother was talking about. You see what I'm saying? How that's gonna affect the common man? You damn right. You don't chicken. All right, that's why KFC could run on the chicken. Have you seen how they can start to lose it?
You know this.
Yeah.
You go to KFC to get a 20 piece and you only get 20 pieces of leg.
Leg, well, they couldn't find you. They don't know how to say. All right. So when they just go to the store, that they see the shelves empty and the cooler, the freezer, them empty. They ain't gonna understand why they empty. You see? They just gotta damn listen to the media, like the brother was saying, man, all this shit is gonna be blamed on Russia. You see what I said? So the reason why ain't no more chicken because of Russia, and these people purposely damn infecting these chickens. Purposely killing these chickens.
This point originated from Donald. How this, just came about,
That's it.
Basically.
That's it. That's why the man said back in 2015. So it wasn't nothing like that. So but now, yeah, this Russia is responsible for that. But you've got to be kidding me, man. All right.
They blame Russia for the factories, for the few factories burning down.
Yeah. All right. Russia is gonna be the reason why ain't no chicken.
Chicken party.
And
That's it. Yeah. So this whole thing is gonna be blamed on Russia and China. All right. So the reason why all of this is happening is because, like I say, the fourth seal is now starting to be open. All right, which great death is gonna come about. All right. So now let's get into some scriptures, right? Let's get our Revelation chapter 6, verse 7.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, and verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast saying, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them, over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
Right. So we talking about a time period where Esau basically would come up with these different situations and go and different shits to cause mass deaths and mass hunger. All right. And this lesson is particularly dealing with hunger, as you can see. All right. So this is all artificially induced, man. Worldwide hunger. All right. Artificially induced worldwide energy, a shortage of energy. Artificially induced worldwide shortage of grain and wheat, which is bread. It's all artificially induced, man. But it's all a part of the judgment out of the fourth seal that is being opened. All right. So a great number of people have to die according to this prophecy. All right. These ain't my words. Okay. These are the words of Yahweh, but Hashem Yahushai. All right. And a lot of niggas, you're gonna die very, very soon. All right. And the food shortage is gonna hit these damn third world countries like nothing. All right. All right. That's what is happening because the elites is getting ready to do away with 3/4, these third world nations anyhow. So that's why all this is designed as well. But mainly going back to prophecy. All right. I mean, these are dangerous things, and eventually, this is going to lead to famine of the word once you see things start happening. All right, because what is going to happen, we're going to be putting out that much information out there. All right, because Esau ain't going to allow us to to continue to push his truth like this. All right, because if we continue to push his truth and we continue to warn people, warn as much Israelites as possible, why Esau would allow us to continue to push his truth, and when he got his own propaganda he got to deal with. You understand? So he's going to make it hard for us, man. All right, that's Sirach 29, 21, bro.
Book of Sirach, chapter 29 and 21. It reads, the chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame.
Right, so the basic necessities of life is water, bread, clothing. All right? And a house to cover your shame. And right now, Esau is attacking that bread. Right? You see what I said? Esau is attacking your plate, your food. Esau is attacking that bread, which is grain, wheat. All right? Done. Done. Right. All right. So he's attacking that. All right, with the artificially, all right, scarcities, through these different sanctions. And not only the sanctions, this was happening before they started happening, before this war and during the C9 19. All right. So C19 pretty much shut down harvest. All right, and farmers wasn't able to, do nothing for about 2 years. All right, that's true. So pretty much things started to go downhill from there. All right, and when you add all these different sanctions to that, you could clearly see through the spirit that this is all artificially induced. Right? All right, and the brother quoted earlier, "We're not ignorant of Satan's device." All right, so when you see Esau feel like he have control of the bread, then after that he can target the water. Mark my word. All right. This has always been something that the Most High said he was going to do in the last days. All right. Now, he sent his prophets to warn the people. But guess what? Only a few is going to listen and then prepare their spirits because they understand the times that we're living in. Okay. All right. So we can touch again. Fourth seal is starting to open. The fourth seal is dealing with mass death through famine. All right, let's get our lamentation. Chapter 4, we can start at 7. This is Jeremiah's lamentation, and he's lamenting because of the state he damn see Israel in. He see Israel being destroyed.
This is Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 7. For Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire.
Right. All right. Meaning, the people shine. All right. In the time of King David and in the time of King Solomon, we was shining, we was glowing as a people. All right. That was our brightest moment as a people, even though the time is short. But now we're the total opposite of that. All right. We were all the way down, way past the bottom, you know. So it's going to get worse with this famine that's coming. All right. And that's where Lamentation chapter 4, you know, this chapter, all right, which, like I say, is the lamentation of Jeremiah. All right. He's lamented because he's seeing Israel being destroyed. All right. Let's read on, brother.
It says their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick.
Right. Now I want you to envision this. Come. All right. I want you to envision this. Now, spiritually, you can look at this. All right. You can look at that, like withering away in the time of famine spiritually. But those are also physical attributes, you know, of someone dying of famine. The skin usually turn blacker because of the lack of vitamins and nutrition. You could look this stuff up on your own. All right, and then the skin stick to their bones. That's why you could basically could see their old frame. See what I said? You could basically see all their bone in their body. Gone. The skeleton. They become like sticks. All right, which is a sign, you know, that they're dying of famine. All right, malnourished. Man, you see them so-called African and them Ethiopian. You see how they look? Which we don't really care for them because they grandmothers in slavery too. All right, on the Nebuchadnezzar. That's their original Babylonians. All right. You don't, brother.
Verse 9. Verse 9, it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken true for want of fruits of the field.
Yeah. All right, it says, they that be slain with the sword is better than they that slain with hunger. All right, because the terror of dying of hunger, right, is worse than getting a bullet to the head or getting your head chopped off or something. That's the easy way out. All right, but you dying of famine, that's horrible, but slow and painful. Man, flip. Even your damn spirit in your body telling you, man, that ain't the way you want to die. You see what I said? That ain't the way you want to go. All right. Well, what do you do, brother? Let's read this in some different translation. All right. Let's read this in a couple different translations. Let's see what this is speaking about.
Okay, all right, it says, this is the in the Blue Letter Bible, this is let's start off with the NLT. It says, those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger, starving. They waste away for lack of food from the fields.
You see that? Let's get a different translation.
This is the RSV version. It says, happier were the victims of the sword than the victims of hunger, who pined away stricken by want of the fruits of the field. The NIV version, those killed by the sword are better off than who die of famine. Racked with hunger, they waste away for the lack of food from the field. The ESV version, Happier were the victims of the sword than the victims of hunger, who wasted away, perished by the lack of the fruits of the field. This is not a version in the Blue Letter Bible. Yeah, but the different translation. The CSB says, "Those slain by the sword are better off than those slain by hunger, who waste away, perish with pain because the lack food." Say, who perish with pain because the field lacks produce.
Right, you said who perish with pain because the field lacks produce. You see that? So that's a damn painful death. All right, let's read that one, the easy English.
In the easy English, it says, our enemies have killed many people with long knives. It is better for those dead people than for the people who have no food. They are very hungry and they die slowly because they have nothing to eat.
You see that? But the translation do harder than scripture in that particular verse, but all right. The days of things that happened in the past and it's gonna happen again. And guess what? It's gonna be 100 times worse. All right. So guess what? You ain't have no excuse. You ain't have no cloak for your sins because the warning is out there. All right. Let's jump over to chapter 2 and verse 11. Yeah.
This is Lamentation 2:11. Mine eyes do fill with tears, my bowels are troubled. My liver is poured upon the earth for the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children and the sucklings sown in the streets of the cities.
Right. All right, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. There's gonna be total chaos and madness and confusion and deaths in the streets near you real soon. On top of that, these people can be hungry. You understand? Jeremiah is telling you he's going into the destruction of Israel. All right. Hey, this book, this is a heavy book. All right. The fourth seal, which is famine and death. You understand the same blame, what? What? That coming here soon. And it's your order. All right, when you see now, them boats got no damn diesel to run back and forth to bring food here to the island. The outer island is gonna feel it real hard. All right, the outer islands, they ain't have no fresh water in the land. They have salt water, I know because I've been down there. But they can't grow nothing. Everything have to be imported to them. You understand? Only the most northern islands, like Andros, Bimini, and Abaco, without fresh water, were able to produce food.
No, it's not. That's what we're saying about this too. You know, this line right here says, my eyes do fill with tears. And Jeremiah cried so much, he can't even cry no more. He died crying.
That's it.
You know, and that could be like in a dust, because right now we out here doing this work for Yahweh Shimi Awashai. You know, we pleading and we crying to our people. Yeah, we ain't have no physical tears draining down our face. But we crying spiritual tears for our people right now.
Yeah.
You see? Every day we sighing and crying for our people to repent from their ways. But you see, when shit hit Devon, you know, we doing this crying now. We ain't gonna be crying for y'all no more.
That's it.
You see? Our crying, the most that does, our sorrow can turn into laughter.
Done.
You see?
All right. Let's read on, brother.
God.
Verse 12.
Verse 12.
What this?
They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine?
Right. They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine? So even the babies is gonna be out here crying for food. That's why the scripture say, what blessed is he that giveth not suck in those days. You know, and that's the worst feeling in the world.
Right now they can't find baby food in the States.
That's what I said.
There's all the food and drink going.
That's it. All right. And one of the worst feelings in the world is to hear your child crying and telling you they're hungry, and guess what? You ain't got no food. No place you can't even turn. You no one to give you a little bit of food for your children. So how much more when you see this time really come? You understand? All right? You gonna help them because you ain't got it. You starving yourself. You see that? Even the little children and all. Most I call with why, but people don't understand how serious the Most High is, you know. Ain't all about damn cupping baggy and giving out teddy bear and then. Did I say it? Read it again, brother.
Verse 12. They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine?
So like here. Read the translation and then we'll read on.
This the easy English translation. Lamentation 2:12. Where's all the food and drink gone? The hungry children ask their mothers, and they fall down and peeing on the streets of the city. They die in their mother's arms.
You see that? And this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Jeremiah is seeing this. And this damn Jeremiah is crying. Seeing this. Alright? So buddy, if you're uncovered by the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, this is gonna happen to you and your children, but you know, the Most High called Levi. The fourth seal is now beginning to be loose. All right. It ain't completely open up yet, but it's being loose. How long we been talking about that? All right. Read verse 12 again, brother, and then reading that.
Lamentation 2:12. They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine? When they swooned as the wounded in the streets of the city, when their soul was poured out into their mother's bosom.
Right, read.
What thing shall I take to witness for thee? What thing shall I liken to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal it? Who can heal thee?
God. Yeah, so when you read the book of Lamentation and you understand it, you understand that some bad things is getting ready to happen. You understand? To the point whereby you can think that the Most High turned his back on you, which he turned his back on to do dirt. You understand? All right? But the majority of Israel, they don't give a shit. They just don't care. They believe in Esau. They believe that Esau wouldn't let this happen to them. All right? And what they don't understand that a lot of these Edomites is going to be sacrificed for the so-called greater good. You understand? The elites of Esau, Edom, is going to sacrifice their own people right along with you wicked niggas just to take you out.
Lock you, right? We can bring this quick old point, brother. I was
Right?
telling the brother, you know what I mean? I was telling him early this morning, I said, we basically they call peons. These lower level Edomites, they ain't a part of this one world order. They ain't a part of it. You understand? A lot of them don't really know what's going on.
Done.
So, you know, the elites ain't really worrying about them. All right? They ain't really a part of this. They ain't really a part of what's really going on. Some of them don't really know. So, like you said, they're gonna get sacrificed, right?
Yeah, boy.
And the only thing, you know, in preaching this word and teaching our people, you know, we telling them how to be saved from these things, how to seek salvation from these things, you know, turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. When those pains and those things suddenly come upon them, you know, they can come to us for answers, but we can tell them we can't help you because we giving you all answers, we giving you all answers now.
God.
But you only receive it. So when they come upon you, we don't know what to tell you all that. You see? Let me get the easy English translation, because the easy English translation hitting this hard too, boy. You see?
Bring it up, brother.
You know, this easy English translation, it says, I want to help you people of Jerusalem, but there's nothing that I can say to you.
Right, because Israel is a damn stiff-necked people. Jerusalem, Salafi, speaking about Israel. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Place.
Done.
I do not know about anything like what has happened to you. The Most High had destroyed Zion completely. I do not know anyone who can make you people better. Because if you ain't turning the Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who can help you?
That's it.
I know nothing.
That's it. You know? Yeah, but when that time come, the most I can make our tongues to cleave to the roof of our mountain. I said, the brother talking about that. I know nothing.
I know nothing.
Yeah, but all right. As we move, let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 16. Take it from the top.
This is Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven.
Read.
He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
Read.
And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times.
Read.
A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed.
Right. All right. So the sign is you're gonna see the prophets. All right. Which you looking at the prophets now. All right. We are the sign because of our ability to see the signs in the heavens. All right, and that's a gift that was given from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to the prophet. All right, but if you're not a prophet, all right, your sign is the prophet.
So give us the spirit of discernment.
Time.
Involved in stone.
Time. All right. For a prophet, his sign is what? His faith. Okay, and all these different things that are shown to us, these things isn't shown to the average Israelite. See what I'm saying? It is shown to the prophets. All right. So the average Israelite sign is the prophet himself. All right. The prophet of the ability, the Salakia, the prophet have to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And guess what? You have to believe the words that comes out of the mouth of the prophets. All right. That the words that we're speaking is the most high words. All right. But guess what? Israel has shown that, listening to the prophets is not something they do.
They want the Lord come and give them a sign for themselves.
That's it.
They're looking for the Mosai to show up there and say, hey, this is that and that and that. But that ain't the Mosai tell you, in Matthew 16:4, there shall no sign come to you. Ain't no sign, no wondrous thing coming.
That's it.
The sign right now is a prophet. You see, we giving you all the sign. We show anything when we come across these informations, when we come across the different prophecies, we making it plain unto y'all, but yet y'all ain't listening.
Because they've been deceived and then they're listening to another doctrine. Okay? They have a different image, a different doctrine, and they taking whatever information that is given to them from whatever, okay?
Yeah.
Whatever God and doctrine they're listening to. That's what they're depending on. This is loving white boy.
That's it. So again, if you're not a prophet, we are your sign. The prophet is your sign. And the sign for the prophet is our faith. All right? But check this out. Let's get our Wisdom of Solomon 3 in that. Let me look.
Based on how fortunate and how good they are in the times that we in now. I mean, information is
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he had care for his elect.
Right. So his elect is going to be protected through all of this. All right, so when you see all this death and starvation going on, scripture said, behold, all right, my servant shall eat. The brother does read it. He had cared for his elect. All right, my servant shall eat and drink and sit for and be glad for a joy of heart. All right. But anyhow, in the words of Bashar, as we move. All right. So I got this other article, which I wanna, give a few words on. All right. I want to speak a few words on this article. All right, brother. So if you could go ahead and pull that up for me. Right. Right. Let's read that now.
It says here, this from RT News. Germany warns of global famine.
Right. Germany warns of global famine. So these people, in Germany, these politicians and these leaders, they believe that a global famine is coming. All right, and they're saying that based off of this pandemic and the Ukraine-Russian war. All right, if you didn't know, Ukraine and Russia, they are two top countries that produce grain to all the world. But ever since Russia invaded Ukraine, that grain has pretty much halted. All right, along with gas and oil and energy. All right, all that's been halted. And it's causing gas prices around the world, to increase. All right. Gas station where we just got rub gas is $7.50 in a gallon. All right, how much is this? How much is this on your side?
$7.90 what?
What?
How much right now, man? 7 what? 7.50. The 7.90 up the road, but
You see that? So the furthest south you go, gas costing more.
yeah, I'm so they for like $8.05.
What?
I know what about it.
You see that? So we feeling it, boy. We feeling it. You see? So along with those gas prices increasing, you're gonna have food. All right. Again, bread basket going up 8.8%, and VAT ain't on that yet.
And your landlords get charged for at least 3 to 4 times.
That's it. All right. Now, don't get it twisted. This has always been the plan of the elites, But ultimately, this is the plan and will of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. All right. This is purpose, to bring us global famine, on earth for judgment, for amendment. All right. Because in my other Bible, all right, with the head, it have the fourth seal, the lock here. It have the fourth seal. So 6, right? Because in my Bible, it have the fourth seal. It said the fourth seal, death. Yeah.
Yeah, the first seal, the fourth seal open.
Right. All right, let me see what it said.
The fourth seal brings death to.
All right, the fourth seal open. In this Bible, that's the fourth seal open.
Yeah. The fourth seal brings death to.
You see the man read that, man, so they could get it.
It says here, the fourth seal brings death to a fourth of the population of the earth.
Right.
War, famine, and pestilence.
Right. See that? Oh, that's just a little footnote they have there. The heading, right? But in my Bible, it have the fourth seal equal death. All right. So yeah, man, this what we seeing. All right. Let's go ahead and get something else. All right, let's go ahead and yeah.
It says here, Germany warns of global famine. It says here, millions could die because of the pandemic and the ongoing military action in Ukraine, Berlin's development minister believes. The world is about to face an acute food crisis due to skyrocketing food prices. German Economic Cooperation and Development Minister Svenna Schulz told the Bild newspaper on Tuesday, warning about a looming famine not seen since World War II. Minister has named the C-19 pandemic and Russia's ongoing military operation in Ukraine as its causes.
Right. Now, you see all I keep that with that?
Blame Russia.
Russia can't blame for everything. All right. So on top of that, you already have people all around the world suffering. All right. More than 3 million people, like it's stated there. Now, that might not seem as a lot, but the data says this is trending upward. All right. So this means what? This is going to increase every day. More and more people, all right, is going to suffer and starve and then eventually die. All right, because the fourth seal again equals death. All right. So let's read the next paragraph, bro.
It says here, the situation is highly dramatic, the minister told a German tabloid in a late Saturday interview, adding that according to the UN World Food Programme, more than 300 million people are already suffering from acute hunger, and the UN has to constantly revise this data upwards.
Right, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Right. Okay. Let's read the next.
It says here, food prices around the world have grown by a third and have reached record levels, Schultz has warned, adding that the better message is that we are facing the worst famine since World War II, which could see millions die.
Right, and that's the reality of it. All right, this is the fourth seal now that is being loose, that is being opened. Millions of people is going to die due to hunger. All right, and according to the scriptures, all right, it's better to die by the sword than to die by famine, because that's a slow, painful death. Your body basically starts to feed on itself. That's a painful way to die. You understand? And we know that when hunger is involved, some people, start to turn to violence to stay alive. All right? That's how bad it's going to get out here. All right? You think these people would write in this article and make it these statements and just saying that for saying that's it? All right? They know this shit is going to happen. All right? See? They're speaking in codes because they can't come out and say this thing plain. All right? But they want you to know this famine is coming. All right? This famine is going to be brutal. So if you ain't protected by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's going to be bad for you out here. Okay? So all of them scoffers with talking shit but be wearing long dress, how much more on that day you're going to be the first that to die? You understand? This is why we strive so hard, all right, to serve the Lord, because we want to be protected by Yahweh Shem Yahushua in those times. All right, that's it. Because brothers in this faith, they have children. All right, now sure brothers, don't want to see their children starve and die in a time of famine. All right, but some people is gonna have to accept that reality. All right, that's coming. All right, read the next paragraph.
It says here, this is a footnote that says, arm Ukraine to prevent global famine.
That's crazy.
Boy.
All right, but yeah, they're blaming Russia.
It says here, in its May 6th statement, The World Food Program was warned that 44 million people around the world are marching towards starvation because Ukrainian grain cannot reach them. A call for the Black Sea ports to be opened so that this grain can be delivered to the needy.
Right, so when you keep reading on, you're gonna see that Russia, is gonna be blamed for everything. You understand? But hey,
Yes.
this is what coming down the pipeline, man. And this is a heavy, heavy judgment of famine. All right? These niggas gotta get your act together. Come and serve the Lord while the doors of mercy is open. Because you see when that time comes, if you ain't protected, my dog eat your lunch. You're gonna be hanging out there to dry.
Finance can't save you then.
That's it. Because when that time comes, when you can't find no food to eat, you might, like the brother said, your finances and all that can't save you. But the question I always is asked, for those who have millions of dollars in the bank, what's your financial plan when you go to the store and you see only damn empty shelves, and when you open the fridge or the cooler, only damn cold air busted in the chest? What's your financial plan? You understand? That's it. The money can't save you. All right? But that now, let's get one or two precepts, and then brothers get into get second Ezra 15 and 5.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and 5. It reads, Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Right. So these are the things which is coming. All right. And like I had a dream. Okay. The angel took me up and he showed me these whole heap of people. He said, these here, they're gonna be willing, and they shall all be willing in the day of the Lord. And the day of the Lord is speaking about what? Famine, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. See what I say? So this is coming. The sword, which is judgment. All right, and that sword could mean a bunch of different things. Famine, which is hunger, starvation, drought. All right, and guess what? It's gonna be damn brutal. All right, especially for those people who always had access to food. All right, these people who damn had so much food. All right, and mainly one who always have a lot of food, they tend to be poor people. That's why you see they so damn fat. You see, like that. I tell you. All right, and it shouldn't be like that. But it's like that because they have food in abundance.
That's true.
But guess what? That's gonna stop. All these damn fat suckers, they're gonna be laying in the shower. Alright. Yeah. I know the gospel. Yeah, man. It says death. All right. Death is gonna clinch the world. All right. It's gonna death is gonna have a grip on this earth. All right. So a lot of people is about to perish, man. All right. And we just hoping and praying. All right, to be a part of that, and I'm gonna make it up out here because we see things is about to get real bad soon. All right. We could see that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is getting ready to visit, this evil world. Yeah. It says destruction, meaning a whole heap of different things is gonna be happening at the same time. All right. But ultimately, the destruction is speaking about those nukes, all right, along with Yahweh Shai and his whole host of killers, all right? They just waiting to hear that word. Go. You heard it? All right, the angels, along with Yahweh Shai and those nukes, they're going to bring heavy, heavy judgment to the earth, beginning with the 2/3 of our people. All right? Reading that verse, bro. Second verse 15 and 6.
Verse 6, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Right. So this is why the Most High Power Yahweh Shem Shai is bringing famine and these other plagues, because wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. All right. And guess what? There's no way on earth where wickedness isn't being exercised on a high level. All right, we see in that, especially over there, in Babylon. All right, you damn get these women now saying they refuse to lay down now because they can't go into the temple of Baal to allow their unborn child to pass through the fire. Speaking about that AV, so Lord willing, you hear this message and you return from your wicked ways, repent and seek the Lord God of Israel while you still have chance. All right? Seek him. They ain't too late. Because when you see, all right, that fourth seal has been open all the way up, if you ain't protected, dog eat your lunch.
That's right.
Understand? All right? Come on. Yeah. So I guess with that, Lord willing, we hope this lesson was edifying and it served a purpose. All right. Now, that was strictly meat. Ain't no bones being in there. All right. So with that, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh. Shalom. Shalom.